have another example of cops using excessive force, this time on a 95-year-old World War II vet who needed a walker to get around. So apparently this man, John Wrana, was at a assisted living facility, and he refused medical attention or medical care from the staff that worked there. And apparently he got a little, I wouldn't say violent, but he threatened someone in the staff, and as a result they called the authorities. After the authorities showed up, they decided to, I guess, subdue him by tasing him and then shooting him with a beanbag. And as a result, he died of internal bleeding.
Regarding his actual threats, he apparently threatened someone with his cane. Now, if you think you need to use deadly force for a 95-year-old threatening someone with a cane, there's something wrong with you, right?
So let me also mention this. Details of this story are sketchy. There are conflicting reports. Of course, the authorities are accusing him of using a knife, a butcher knife, while threatening them. But then other reports say that no, he was using a cane. And I should also note that the staff said that he did not have a knife in his room. So it's inconceivable that he used a knife to threaten police authorities or police officials. And so the details are murky, but as far as what I've read so far, it seems as though the cops are lying about what he used to threaten them.
Now, the reason I also think that is because, yes, we have two different accounts, but we have one a lot more credible than the other. Because the cops say he was threatening the staff, we were worried about the staff's safety, and he had this big knife. The staff say we weren't even in the room. In fact, we were telling the cops, please let us in the room because we can calm him down. We know him, and everything's going to be all right. So not only was there, according to the staff, no knife, but they were definitely not threatened, and the cops wouldn't even let them use reasonable ways of trying to subdue this 95-year-old guy. Instead, they apparently came in with riot police shields and busted into his room.
There were between 5 and 7 police officers. They went back in the room with a riot shield in hand, entered the door, and shot him with a shotgun that contained a beanbag, or beanbag rounds. So I don't understand. I mean, let's say, worst case scenario, this 95-year-old who needs a walker to get around does threaten you with a knife, and that's worst case scenario. 5 to 7 police officers can't calm him down using the riot gear that they came in with?
Yeah, if you have the riot gear, and look, he apparently, he put the knife aside for a second, had, like I said, his metal cane, which reminds me of like the old wrestling. I'm gonna beat you with my cane, you pencil neck geek. And he had a 2-foot-long metal shoehorn. Okay, you've got the riot gear. You don't need to shoot him with a shotgun, even if it's a beanbag. Bring it down, and the tasing first, and no. So look, the overall thing I get from this is like, cops can make mistakes, it happens, and when they feel endangered, I get it, I'm the guy who said they should have shot the dog in the Hawthorne video, etc., right? But the overall problem is we've got this police state mentality, and the idea is always go in with overwhelming force. Now, they got the tanks and the police, different police units and stuff. Remember Steven Seagal bulldozed the house in Arizona? That goofball working with Sheriff Arpaio because there was some cockfighting, and so then he actually destroyed this house. So the whole idea is like you just go in with everything you got. It's a 95-year-old guy. Who cares? Let's shoot him. Let's do the riot thing and let's tase him. Just calm down for a second. What kind of a bad cop are you if you can't, just handle a 95-year-old with some degree of sense and reason and civility? And by the way, the guy was a World War II vet. He survived the Japanese. He survived the Nazis. And then we go and, kill him.
We kill him with a beanbag.
Because he had a metal cane. Okay, now to be fair, he didn't fight in Japan or Germany. He fought in India and Burma during World War II. But nonetheless, you see my point, okay? And so I feel terrible for his family. I mean, this guy survives all this, and then to die like this. Cops, man, you don't need overwhelming, insane force in every instance. I get it when you're threatened, but you weren't threatened by this guy to give this kind of response. Just use some common sense, for Christ's sake.